What's up, everybody? Hey, we're live with Ducain23. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to play a little bit of campaign. If you don't know who Ducain is, introduce yourself real quick. He loves race maps, and he consistently...
I'm obsessed with race.
Yeah, he beats me up about it all the time.
If you're not a fan of race, then you need to leave and never come back. No, but I love Forge. I make a lot of race maps, but I make some other stuff like BTV and mini games and things every once in a while. But yeah, I have a YouTube channel, Ducain23. I've been doing YouTube since the beginning of Reach, so I've been around a while. And yeah, I guess that's it. I have 3 kids. I'm married. And that's, I guess, about it. Yep.
Well, let's jump in, man. He wanted to do Savo Highway. I have not played this in so long, so I'll
drive.
We'll just start it up. Hold on 1 second.
I call driving.
For sure. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, it's unavailable.
What's unavailable?
It says campaign and Spartan Ops do not currently support crossplay between Xbox and PC.
I didn't know if you're on PC. Let me go jump on PC. Give me a second. I gotta switch my monitors.
Okay.
1 second. Chat amongst your viewers.
What's up, guys? All right, so he's gonna get on PC. You're calling me Old Man Forges back with another stream. Yeah, I'm here. We're gonna talk a little bit about Battle Royale potentially being in Halo Infinite. There's a few things that indicate towards a bigger mode in Halo Infinite. If it's specifically Battle Royale, you don't know. Right, but I think Ducain has quite a few things to say about this. I saw his Twitter rant on Haas's post.
Oh my goodness!
So like it should be a good time. If you're here though, thanks for being here. Tell your friends about it. Tell your mother. Tell your father. Tell your brother. Tell your sister. Tell everyone.
Tell everyone now.
And come in here because Battle Royale and Halo Infinite is huge. All right, so this guy says, Crimson says, this sounds really stupid, but do you think you could give my buddy Pluto a shout out? Well, I just did. He loves this channel as well, and I'm sure it'd mean a lot to him.
You cannot give your buddy Pluto, we can't give a shout out, but anyone else but Pluto.
Yeah, anyone else but Pluto, although we just said Pluto 5 times in a row on stream.
Yeah, but not Pluto. Definitely not Pluto.
What's up, Pluto? All right, let me know when you're back on this thing, and then we'll get it started.
It's loading up.
But if you guys,
loading up.
If you guys,
I should have probably asked you beforehand. Hey, are you on PC or Xbox?
Dude, don't even worry about it. We're chilling. We're good. Give it a few seconds for people, a few minutes for people to add any questions if they have any. We've been doing a stream every single night with a different content creator, and it's cool to be able to have an OG forger and someone that has, like myself, that has been forging for a long time, just never documented it. So it's like, it's cool to be able to have both of us in here. We're going to talk about Battle Royale and then break down the potentials of it and then actually how it would work, let's say layout wise or visually, you know, aesthetically, all that stuff. So
your game's not open for me.
Oh, it's not? All right, hold on 1 second. Now it is. It should be.
There we go.
Yeah, Crimson. Hey, tell your buddy thanks for, you know, supporting me. I appreciate it. All right, let's get it started. All right, so let's jump into it. Battle Royale. Your thoughts. Go.
Battle Royale. I want a Battle Royale.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it either.
Yeah, it Battle Royales, like, I'm not that big of a fan of them. Like, I'll play them for a little bit, like, you know, Warzone and things like that. Like, I'll play for a little bit, and I did the same with Apex. It's just they don't hold my attention for too long. But Halo's different than anything, like, than literally anything. Like, it doesn't matter, like, Far Cry. Far Cry's editor is fantastic. It's amazing. Right. But it doesn't hold my attention like what, you know, Forge does. And so it's the same type of thing with that. It's, you know, I love Battle Royale. Doesn't hold my attention too much, but with Halo, I'm excited. Like, I want it to be in here. I think it would be awesome. I think it would be so much fun. But here it is. Here's the but. It definitely shouldn't be there at launch.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of people are wanting it at launch.
Yeah. The problem is, now if it's made by a different company, oh my gosh. You know, I always get confused at this part. I always turn the other way and then realize, oh wait, I'm supposed to go over here.
Idea.
Right.
But the thing is, like, if it's made by a different company, then sure.
Oh, wait, you're
know?
driving. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I never ride. I never ride. I shall not touch a gun. You don't want me to touch the gun because I will fail epically shooting things. But it's one of those things that if people like if the company like Certain Affinity or someone decides to make, you know, the VR version for Halo, then I'm fine with that. The problem is 343 hasn't released a single complete game. And it's unfortunate. I love 343. You know, I love the people working there. But it's true. Halo 4 didn't even have a file share at launch. It took forever to get a file share at launch. But yeah, in MCC we don't need to talk about.
Right.
Yeah. It's launched, and then Halo 5, was missing like half the content at launch. You know, and it's. 343 hasn't released a single game that was feature complete, and so it's just basically they need to concentrate on the core game first.
Yes. Yeah, so that's one thing I really agree with, is that I'm all for Battle Royale. Anything that's extra to the mode to the game, as long as the core modes are there and they're done well. You know? That's I mean, it's because what does a Battle Royale hurt? I mean, it doesn't hurt at all. If anything, it just brings more
it'll bring more
attention.
people into there.
That's it. You know? It's nothing but a good thing. So I think people that are like the purists, right? Which I've played Halo since the beginning. I see nothing wrong with it evolving in ways like that. It has to, in every sense, you know? Because if it doesn't, then you have quite literally lost the franchise. And that's the last thing I think anyone wants. So.
Yep.
Oh, man, I miss playing on this level.
Oh, I love Summer Highway. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you are very good at driving the Warthog, man. I would have, like, flipped over at least a few times by now.
Yep, I've played a few times. I've driven a Warthog a few times.
Talk about maybe 1,000 times over the past 10-something years or so.
There's a lot of things. I should actually make a video just talking about how to drive a Warthog effectively. You know, like, just because there's so many people that, you know, whenever they're driving their hog, like, they'll do this, like, in multiplayer. Like, and of course, you know, I'm talking, it's mainly multiplayer because, you know, in campaign, you can kind of get away with a lot of things.
Right.
In multiplayer, a lot of people, like the next group of enemies, that pretend like they're like actual, you know, multiplayer enemies here.
Right.
Like basically, they'll drive up here like this and stop and just sit there and shoot like this.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I like the fact that you actually spin around, you knock him out, you kill him with the back of the hog. I mean, it's
Yeah.
smart way to maneuver.
In multiplayer, I'm blinded. But you
couldn't see anything.
You can't stop, and you don't want to turn around, like in the middle of the fight in multiplayer. If you turn around in the middle of the fight, your person it allows for people to shoot your gunner a lot easier.
Right.
And so what you want to do is you want to drive forward and get behind something that they can't shoot you, and then turn around, and so then you're going full speed back at them.
Right. That's some good advice. Honestly, I probably have to take that. So hold on, but speaking of vehicles, how do you think that's going to play out in a potential big mode like what people are suspecting in Halo Infinite?
That would be, I don't know, that's interesting because a Warthog can be OP. You know, it can be, but it's also one of those things where if they kind of do it how Battlefield Firestorm, these guys are punching me now. That's not very nice.
Why can't I get in? I can't get in.
These guys are not very nice.
No, they're not. They suck. I never liked these guys.
The worst enemies in all of Halo, the drones.
God, man, I hope they do not return.
Yeah, I hate them so much.
I really hope they do not return.
Yeah. But what I was saying, like, Firestorm was a pretty good Battle Royale. The problem was it was behind a $60 paywall of buying Battlefield 5.
Right.
And so, in Battlefield 5 flopped. So naturally, you know, people didn't want to, you know, play Firestorm and stuff like that. But they had tons of vehicles in Firestorm, and you know, they had tanks and all sorts of stuff like that. But they just had other weapons a lot more prominent throughout the map. They could take out vehicles. Like you would have to have Spartan lasers, you know, or rockets or things like that that would be, you know, able to take out a tank, you know, Scorpion or something.
Yeah, speak of, you know what's interesting about the, I love this right here. It's one of the coolest parts of this mission.
Yeah.
When you look at the Warthog here and you see how damaged it is, you see the tire kind of like,
A little wobbly.
a little wobbly, you know, like
It's all right.
it'll be cool to see the vehicle physics in Infinite and kind of how that all really plays into the game, because man, if you can literally shoot out a tire, I mean, imagine. First of all, that could probably get really annoying.
Yeah.
But
Hold on, you stay there. I gotta pick up something.
oh, you gotta pick something up.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a little bit. Is there a little lag on your end with the campaign?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was having this issue earlier. I was playing with someone to get a challenge, and there was some lag and stuff. So I think it's just MCC's stuff is a little wonky right now.
Okay. Well, if you guys are seeing lag, just know, I mean, we're good on the stream side, but it's just, I guess, campaign.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Good old MCC.
Good old MCC. You know, but yeah, that's one of the things, man, when it comes to 343, I give them a lot of props, man. They've done a really good job, I think. But there's areas you could definitely improve in, you know? But
Oh, yeah.
overall, the determination of that company is definitely apparent.
Yep. Yep.
You got to respect that. Can
Don't
you get
hop
this?
out.
No?
Yeah. Just stay there. Okay, I don't know. I'm on PC. I haven't done this in a while on PC. Oh, wrong deal. Back up. I'm trying to figure out equipment, what I put it as on here. What I put equipment as. Nope, nope. Okay, Q is that. So, nope, nope. That's
What's up,
zooming
Pluto?
in. Nope, that's teabagging. Nope, nope, nope.
What are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to drop my equipment.
I don't know if you can drop your equipment, can you?
Well, no, like throw it down.
Oh, dude, I have no idea. Here, hop in real quick. Let's just do this real quick. What are you trying to do?
To get across.
Oh, is there?
Hold on. We're going to settings real quick. Because I don't know what it is.
Well, hold on. Let me. Hold on.
I don't play that much on with mouse and keyboard just because I'm not.
I'm playing
used
on
to it.
controller right now, but let's see. Elijah says Battle Royale talk. The trend doesn't die down. We just gotta get into details. I don't know, man. When it comes to details regarding Halo Infinite in Battle Royale, I personally think that Banshees, Warthogs, like the oh, there you go. You know, everything's designed for a Battle Royale perfectly. You know?
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
All of a sudden went quiet. Hold on. Let me look at. Went quiet.
Yo, can you hear me?
Hear you.
Hello?
Technical difficulties.
No! Oh, God. But hold on, guys, leave comments below
Can't
if
hear you.
that's strange. See if you unplug your mic, plug it back in or something like that. I like how I'm telling him what to say, but
Isn't it? Forges?
yeah. All right, hold on one second. Let me see if I can get him back on the call real quick, guys. My bad. Hold on. Let's see.
Okay, I can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that was strange.
Yeah. That was weird. I had to like go to your stream and I was listening to you on stream. And I was just like, yeah, who knows? Okay.
All right, man, let's make this jump. I don't even think you can anymore. It's because it went away.
You gotta be kidding me!
Here, let's just go across, dude. I'm going to take this thing.
I hate everything.
Oh, dang it. Yo, look.
What is the point anymore? What is the point anymore if you don't have a vehicle? There's no point to playing.
It's kind of funny how he kind of just slides up the top. That's funny.
Yeah. But
All right.
about that trend deal, yeah, VR. I hate whenever people say VR is a trend. It's.
I think it's here to stay in many ways.
Yeah, it is. It's basically like how horde mode, firefight, all that type of stuff, zombies. You know, it's yes, I guess technically it is a trend, but it'll still be here. Like it'll never go away. You know, it'll always be popular still, especially whenever free-to-play games.
Yeah, and I think that's okay. You know.
Yep.
Oh, ooh. Got the grunts. I like the fact that Infinite has enemies that look like the classics. Finally, like I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, it's pretty
you know.
cool.
Do you think a Battle Royale or a big mode in Infinite would have PvP and PvE, kind of like Warzone?
Oh, that would. I think so. I think that would be a pretty smart addition.
I think that would be a unique addition that. Because, you know, I would imagine that in their mind, they're like, yo, Halo has always been about setting a trend. It's always been about creating a new gameplay experience. And quite honestly, I see... Oh, can you blow these Phantoms up, by the way?
Yep. Yes, you can.
Oh, you can, right?
Oh, yeah. That's the good thing about these. The fact that you can blow them up, it's like, good. About time.
Huh. Oh, what happened? Oh my god. Was that a Wraith? Did I just die?
I just watched that. That was glorious.
Oh my god. It's like...
That was amazing.
Oh no. Did I get stuck?
I'm frozen too.
Dude, campaign is like freaking out right now. And of course, as soon as I spawn back in.
Come on, get a little closer, Wraith. There we go.
Yeah, you gotta get him. Get him from behind. Get him from behind. Get him from behind.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Hey. Nice. Yeah, dude, I could just see the sandbox having weapons that are just so unique. What I am surprised about is that the original shotgun is not coming back yet.
Yeah.
But I think it will in a DLC very shortly
eventually.
after launch.
It just sucks. It would have been great if have the Bulldog, but then also, you know, like drop in, you know, the original shotgun also in the, you know, at launch. Just, you know, just for people. Like, to me, I don't understand the, like, because some people said something else about, like, the pistol and everything. I'm like, it's just a pistol. You know, the pistol's just, in almost every Halo game, the pistols change. You know, like, they all have, like, different damage outputs, all that type of stuff. The shotgun is always, even though the damage output does change some on shotgun,
well,
you know, like each time, but it's like, it's at least, it's the same type of shotgun. It's a very powerful close range one shot, and then you got to take forever to reload.
One thing I do want to point out though when it comes to Battle Royale is that you get a lot of upgrades through playing that mode, right?
Yep.
And when you look at campaign, you look at the VK78, you look at the Bulldog, you look at the Sidekick, right? Just a lot of these new weapons that we see, what it looks like is that they're very customizable weapons, right? They have the bars up top that seem like there's interchangeable scopes. You know, do you think Halo would ever go down that road? Because these weapons do not look like traditional Halo weapons. They look like modifiable weapons.
I don't think 343 would dare try something like that. Like, at least right now. Because they've gotten massive backlash with trying to, like, pretty much with Halo 4, trying to take, you know, the custom classes, you know, and everything like that. Very similar to COD, you know, type of stuff. And they got a pretty big backlash for that type of stuff. And
but if it's just cosmetic.
What was that?
If it's just cosmetic, because the thing is, when I read weapon charms,
I don't think it is a problem. But if it's adding, like, stuff to it, like how, you know, in COD, like where you would add different scopes or different, you know, that you add different stuff to your weapons and it actually changes. Stuff. Like, you can add suppressors and, you know, things like that. But
I don't know. I feel like with the weapon charms coming to the game, that the weapons will have a really big change of customization in Infinite. I just feel like that's the case because everything in this game is just about becoming, you know, the hero and whatnot. That's their whole marketing. And how do you do that? by customizing every element of the Spartan, and
Yeah.
we see a lot of that in MCC already. It's kind of as like the testing ground for Infinite, which if you guys are not aware of that, you know, you know, it's that seems pretty apparent to me, but.
Yep, yeah. I don't think cosmetics are an issue, and I don't think most people don't care for cosmetic stuff. You know, like of course there's a lot of people that are worried about microtransactions, but there's gonna be microtransactions. If they're giving you free updates to the game,
Yeah,
there's gonna be microtransactions.
that's business, man. You know,
Yeah,
they're providing you value.
It bothers me so much whenever people say, well, Microsoft has basically unlimited money. Yes, Microsoft does basically have unlimited money. But that doesn't mean they're just going to spend a ridiculous amount of money on stuff without a return. You know, it's like the whole reason how... Oh
My God, what's happening? No.
Okay, we're out.
Yep, we're done.
But it's like the whole reason how, you know, Bill Gates and all that has built Microsoft to how he's built it is because of the fact that he got money for stuff that he's done. Like, they're not just going to throw a bunch of money down. Even if it is Halo, they're like big IP, you know, or something. Like, they're not just going to throw an obscene amount of money down without having some sort of return besides, you know, the game.
Yeah,
you know,
you always go into something with a return on investment in mind. It's bad business if you don't. You know, it's like you just don't do that. And if they spent what 500 million is what they're saying. I never go off of the numbers that I hear from people. It's because I just think that's ridiculous. You know, but
even if they spend
I wouldn't be
500
surprised.
million, though, they also built they technically it's not a new engine. It's just a completely overhauled engine. You know, the slip space. But it's like
Lord Hood.
they completely rebuilt the entire engine from ground up. You know, and so it's like that takes a lot of money also.
Right.
That's like one of the things that people who complain so much about, just making new maps in, you know, like for Warzone and Halo 5 and things. Like, yes, it did get irritating off of the bases being exactly the same, just, you know, picked up from one map to the other map. They're all the same type of bases.
Right.
But it's one of those things where I talked to, again, Tom French about it and some other people, you know, like he broke down the amount of money it takes to just make a single map be off of the artist, you know, that takes like you have to pay the artists for all their work that they've done off of just the concept art and everything. And that's all their time that they've done for concept art for stuff, different iterations of the concept art, different concept art in different areas, you know, and stuff. And that takes, you know, it's not like he's done in a day with all that type of stuff. But it's like all that. And then, of course, everyone, the actual level designers going out and blocking out the map, doing everything like that. Then, you know, all the testers that they test the game, they test everything from the block out, you know, points all the way up until, you know, the release of it. And so basically you're just going through all that type of stuff, and you're having to pay all these testers because there has to be enough. Warzone is huge, so you have to pay enough testers to be able to actually do it. You know? And so that's a lot of people's salaries that, you know, or whatever, like
30 to 40,000 probably on average, around there.
Yeah, to be able to do that daily. And of course you're not just paying them straight out for the whole thing, you're paying them for the day that they work on that deal. So that's what you know, that's what I mean by like how much a map costs, because they're working on that for the day. And so overjumped it.
You know what I loved in this mission right here? The fact that you could break all this glass. I don't know why that was always so satisfying to me.
That's so cool. But not even just, and then, you know, you're on to the testers of that. And then you go ahead and you got to, of course, do the artists, the people who are arting up the map, making it all look super pretty and everything like that. You got to worry about them. And then, of course, more testers. And then there's producers on top of that are over all the teams that are doing stuff. And all those producers have to, you know, get paid for all their work that they're doing every day on this new map and everything like that. So there's a lot of money that goes into making a single map. I forget what he said. I you know, he mentioned it like a long time ago and stuff, like on like an average range and stuff. And it's an obscene amount of money for one single map. And it's like, that's why they don't necessarily always do that. It would be great to just have constant new maps and new stuff and everything like that, but it's a obscene amount of money to do it, and it doesn't matter if they're backed by Microsoft. It's still
a lot of money. Yeah. I could imagine that it's in the six figures, absolutely. You know, I mean that's
just what is Warzone? How many people can play Warzone?
What, 24 or something like that?
24. So just think about 24 people
times 40,000 on average.
Salaries, and let's say it takes a month to create a map. That's 24 people, their daily salaries for 30 days that they're having to work on, you know, that deal.
But that's not including artists and producers.
Yeah, and that's just the testers. You know? Yeah, it's crazy, that whole thing. And so that's why I was like, with, you know, you can't just say, oh, Microsoft, they could just throw money for, you know, a BR and stuff like that. It's like, no, it's a lot of money. And, you know, to do that.
Oh, well, BR is in the multiple millions. Like, that's just, and that's on a low end.
Then you need consistent content updates for a Battle Royale. You know, or else it'll get stale and people will stop playing. You know, marketing, everything like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. But that's why I say, though, that's why a lot of times I sit there and say, I would love for certain affinity to just, I love how this Wraith is not doing anything.
No, this Wraith is just sitting here like, hey guys, it's cool, you can chill here. I don't know why he's not blowing up, though. Oh, there you go, there you go, finally. Yeah, but hold on one second. I got a question here from Legendary Master Chief. By the way, this guy is on every single video I've ever posted, man. He's solid.
Follower.
Yeah, absolutely. He says, well, there was a big rumor a while ago about Infinite being the most expensive project ever. I don't doubt that at all. Like, I don't doubt that at all. I mean, just look at the environments they're creating. Look at the scale that they're going for.
Though. Wasn't Destiny pretty ridiculous also?
Destiny was in a couple hundred million, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty large also. But also, yeah, Halo, you know, creating a new engine, that's expensive. To be able to do that, to basically overhaul the entire engine, because that takes years to do. It's not like they're just like, oh, 5 months and then we've done with this engine. You know, like,
yeah, no. I mean, the engine's probably a couple years.
Yeah,
that's why
whenever another thing that bothers me whenever people say something like, you know, oh, they've had 5 or 6 years of development. No, they were messing with the engine also. Like, it's not like they just, you know, they just all of a sudden have, you know, all this time. It's like, well, yeah, I think it's more of a standard dev cycle because of the engine itself.
Right. It's oh man, these things are horrible. I really hope they don't come back. I really hope they don't come back.
Drones are the worst.
But so imagine this is like you jump into something. Maybe it's a 50v50. You know, maybe it's about 100 players or something like that. I don't doubt that. I think that that's what they're working on right now. It's the campaign and all that. I would imagine is essentially set. That's probably naive to say to me.
On what it is, and I'm sure they're still arting it and stuff, especially after that reveal. You know, they weren't ready.
Yeah, no, they're still working on it, but I think multiplayer is taking up a majority of this because it's if any type of leak was true, BTB just makes sense to me, man. It's the most popular mode. It's what made Halo what it is, you know.
BTB is Halo.
Yeah, and this game is literally just going. It's just a culmination of what made Halo great in every way. I think the best way to describe Halo Infinite actually is, I talked about this before, was I think someone like a day ago or 2 days ago, I don't know, Prime Didact or Danny GG, and essentially what I said was that Halo Infinite, environment-wise, is Halo CE. Customization-wise and texture-wise, it's Halo Reach. When it comes to story, it's gonna be like Halo 4. Oh my god, dude!
What a shot!
It'll be like Halo 4, and then when it comes to gameplay, like the multiplayer gameplay, personally, I think it's gonna be a mix between Halo 5 and Halo 3.
Yep, that's what I would say too. Yeah.
I think that's exactly what that game's gonna be like.
Yep.
It makes all the sense. It really does.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. And I love how they're bringing equipment back. I think equipment is great. Equipment also, again, to the VR thing, equipment is perfect for VR. Like them bringing that in there. So there's pickups around the map randomly that you can find some nice equipment, you know, and stuff to be able to use. Man, can you imagine in a VR game having like the grapple shot?
Oh, dude, yeah.
It's awesome.
It's insane. I think this is the reason why they've introduced this as well, is because imagine a Halo VR environment, right? Let's get into that topic real quick. What do you think that would look like? Do you think it would take from elements in the campaign where it's kind of like dismantled everywhere, or what?
I would think that they would take some elements from the campaign, kind of like how Call of Duty took elements from the multiplayer. I think they would do that too, like just because it does bring some nice nostalgia factor into it. You know, like throwing in some, like, you know, you could throw in Ghost Town or something. You know, like in a section of the VR.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that would be really cool. Or turf, you know, in a section, or just something like that. You know, just like you could put in different areas of old maps. You know, Blood Gulch thrown in there. Also, don't step on me. Don't step on me. Don't step on me.
Dude, this was, by the way, one of the coolest things ever.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
You know what's incredible about Halo 3 is the fact that it just does not get old.
Yeah, Halo 3. And the Halo 3 is how a oh my god. Okay, here, jump on the Warthog. You need to. Hope you're going the back way. Okay. But yeah, like the thing is, Halo 3, like you're playing it and stuff, and it's to me the perfect balance of vehicle gameplay and just on the ground running around and stuff like that.
All right, we gotta get off this thing.
Nope, we're just gonna stay on it, me and you.
Going down with this. That one of the best explosions in any video game period. Also.
Uh-oh, I may not make it. I ran into something. Oh, I hit one of those broken pipes.
Dude, that's great.
I went over the ramp right here. I hit a broken pipe, and then the explosion threw me off the edge.
There's some ghosts over here if you need them. Someone clip that if you could. That was funny. That was actually really funny. I might not make it. So let's see. Do you think the BTB 2.0 will be UNSC versus Covenant or just Spartan versus Spartan? Now, before we answer that, Ducain, did you pay attention to the demo and see the size of the elites this time around?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is that that's specifically built that way, right? So that the Spartans and the elites are around the same hitbox size, right? Maybe that's a far stretch, but I personally don't think so. I think that's what is one of the biggest elements of Halo. It's something people have wanted for a while. And I wouldn't doubt that coming back. So with that, do I think it would be Spartan versus Elite? I mean, I think Spartan v Spartan would just probably be the case.
Yeah, I think it would just be whatever, just like red versus blue, you know. The typical, I think it's basically pretty much BTB for the most part, and then, you know, adding, you know, more. You know? Yeah,
that's essentially
like a more BTB. Oh, hey, watch out! There's people shooting us over here.
But I think I think that when it comes to elites and Spartans, though, unless elites have like huge customization, right? It's usually the case that Spartans have the customization, so I would think they would focus specifically on Spartans more, you know? And maybe for multiplayer, there could be a Spartan versus Elite, but I just think for a big game mode like that, where you're going to be playing the game and as you play it, you can evolve maybe your weapons or equipment or something like that, because that's what makes a Battle Royale worth it, right? So that you can also evolve your character. I think it would stick to Spartans. I think so.
Yep.
Oh, well, that didn't work.
I kind of threw a nade before you did that.
Yeah, I was like, that was really quick, though. I've actually never killed a... Oh, I'm like shooting you. Oh, wait, hold on. I need something here. What else do we have? I 100% believe playable elites are back. Halo 2 Scarab is the best. Yeah, Halo 2 Scarab is pretty great. Die, boy.
Run away.
Die, boy. Dude, I'm gonna die. I already know I'm gonna die. I already know. And then someone else said, hold on, let me read this other comment real quick. Do you think the BR updates would follow themes of the DLC campaign updates they'll be doing? Like progression of time for Halo environments? Like, I don't know. I think that, did you get that question?
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be neat if they do that, if they follow some of the stuff. But I don't want them to entirely just do following the campaign, because that was the problem with Reach, is basically the multiplayer maps were campaign.
Right.
You know, like all campaign, like, you know, and stuff. And so, you know, it just caused some, like, it's like, I've seen this already. I would like to see something new. You know,
right.
Like,
right.
If they, as long as they do it some, but then, of course, do a whole bunch of new stuff, too, then yeah.
Well, they basically just take reception from what people have liked the most, right? Bring that into multiplayer, and then I think that would be the way that you would go about it. You want sniper or what?
You can take it.
All right. Oh, almost got him.
Oh, I just got.
So he says, what if there were some multiplayer modes where it had advanced movement, such as wall running, boost, etc.? I don't think so.
No. Yeah, I don't think they should go into the wall running, because I don't know. People already don't like sprint. You know,
yeah, dude. Can you imagine wall running?
If they pull in running is sprinting on walls, that's gonna cause more issues. You know?
I mean, just think about it. They must have had some anxiety about the grapple hook. They must have.
Oh yeah.
They're like
putting in sprint and infinite. Like, I'm sure they were like, should we do this? You know, like type of thing.
Right.
Because they know the backlash of a lot of the, you know, the sprint stuff in Halo 5 and in 4.
Dude, this is pretty cool having these AA cannons.
Yeah.
It's sick to see how. I wonder how we take out the AA cannons and Infinite. How that works. Probably just a big control center thing that you just gotta shoot.
You gotta teabag it hard enough.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Do it.
Just teabag the AA gun. So Honor says, do you think they will raise the player count from 16 to 20 or something crazy like 100? I don't think, if they're going to raise it at all, it's not going to be by 4 players. It's going to be by 50 or more. And the thing is, you got to think about who they're marketing to. What audience are they marketing to? They're marketing to Fortnite. They're marketing to Apex Legends. They are marketing towards people that are used to 100v100, or sorry, 50v50 or 75v75. Infinite is going to go down that road. I'm just confident about that. Maybe I sound naive or that's not going to age well, but I personally think it will.
Go as extensive as 50v50. I would love that, but I'm not sure about that on there, because they're specifically not wanting. They specifically said they're no plans for BR at launch. You know, like the only BR that they're interested in right now, you know, is the battle rifle.
But that was 2 or 3 years ago, right? 2 years ago or so.
This is the way.
No, that was whenever. What was that? Last year? Whenever it was first revealed.
Was it 2 years? Was it a year ago?
I think that was whenever Grim said that. And the thing is, I don't think it would take a long time to make a BR. And then also, you know, even if they started, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, they extended an extra year. No, it'll take longer than that. Especially since they're still working on Infinite itself, like the core game. They're still working on that. And then to add some huge mode like VR that would have to take a lot of resources, and they haven't, at least in their hiring, you know, in their like in Microsoft, like hiring, they're hiring people, but not to me at the extent of what a Battle Royale would need to be hired for. You know, to work on that,
right,
as well as working on Halo Infinite's core stuff. You know, that was 2 years ago that they said that. I thought it was last year whenever it first.
I thought it was 2 years ago too. I mean, I don't know, but but anyway,
it could change. It could change, but I don't see why a development studio would change it. Like, they have their stance of, we're not going to worry about a BR currently right now.
Right.
But and then all of a sudden change that stance. You know, like just like in the middle of making a massive game, you know, or something. I figured they would wait until you know the game is out and then start working on.
I would say six months to. No, I would actually say a year after release is when that would happen.
Yeah, that's why I'm suspecting that a BR will come out year after release, and I think that would be great because they're gonna have content coming out, you know, after release just for Halo Infinite and everything, because they, you know, said that we're supporting it and all that type of stuff for future content, you know, often. And it's like, man, could you imagine the hype? Like, if Halo Infinite is a good game. You know, it's a good game. It's free to play, so it's gonna have a massive population.
Right.
And then a year later, they come out with a Battle Royale. They're like, you know, like check out this, you know, Battle Royale and all this type of stuff, and it's awesome. Like that would be huge. It would bring in more, like a massive influx of more people, you know, into it.
I gotta protect this Marine at all costs, man. I do.
Okay.
But you just fucking killed me. You killed me.
I protected. there was
I think
Mr. John Halo there hurting that Marine.
I do agree with you though. I do agree with you though, with the fact that it's gonna be an after launch type of thing. I don't like the fact. Oh, let me see if I can save this guy.
Yeah, are you the type of person that saves Marines? I'm the type of person that kills them all.
No, well, I just killed this one, so I guess I'm not that person. Now, here's an interesting question. Do you think that the Flood will return? I already know my answer.
I want the Flood to return. I don't know if they will, though. I really want the Flood to return, though.
Okay, so here's my thing. I think there's far too much lore that is involved with the Flood on Zeta Halo, and
just not to have something.
I think that also the new book that they just released, right? What was that called? I forget exactly what it's called.
Is it Silent Storm? I don't know.
Not Silent Storm. I forget what it was.
I don't
anyway,
read, so
I haven't really read any of the books either. But
what are books? What are these paper things?
There are new there are new hints though leading to Infinite's story in these books though, and I personally think that the Flood will be in Infinite to some extent.
Yeah.
I think they will.
Yeah, to some extent. I hope so. I don't like the Flood because they scare me, but I like them as an enemy, as an additional enemy, and I think the Banished are a great inclusion into the FPS games.
Right.
And so I'm really excited about that. I bet, you know, because I always like fighting the Covenant more than, you know, the Prometheans or, you know, or just anything like that. Like, to me, it's more fun to fight the Covenant. So to have the Banished, it's basically the Covenant in a way, but just, you know, different. But so I'm excited about the fact that, you know, the Banished are in the game. And watch out, I'm probably going to burn you. Just throwing that out there right now.
You're good.
just throwing it out. Warning you, I'm going to burn myself.
This was the most iconic part of Halo 3 though, right here.
Point of light.
Point of light. Yep, point of light. Point of light. Look at this guy. Poor guy. You guys remember this guy? What are you gonna do? Kill him? You're a sick man. You are a sick man. You are a sick man.
Hey, there's no cowards, you know, here. Okay.
I literally asked you. I was like, "What are you gonna do? Kill him?" You're just like, "Poof." Let me read chat a little bit.
Though, where I think that the Flood may be introduced in Infinite, but I hope, you know, I kind of think in my head that they're going to be introduced, but they're not going to be a big player, because you know the Banished is going to be the main big player. But maybe with DLC, it'll be a little bit more. I hope Atriox and stuff shows up also, you know.
I think this is the reason why they did a 10-year game, because they're like, hey, listen, this is essentially, it's a good way of being able to say we have more to come without saying, hey, here's the final product. You know, it takes the pressure off a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, good for them. Yeah. What's up?
Could you imagine? Because Infinite, you know, has the day-night cycle. Could you imagine
if they come out at night? Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
So here's what I'm thinking. in the ring discovery, right? Do you Halo Outpost, how they did that thing? I had a friend of mine go there, and one of the guys actually said, like one of the people that was actually working. Oh man, that was not good. You pick up your flamethrower. When he was there, he actually said that it had to do with the game in some way, so they wouldn't let you take video, you know? Which is not a surprise to me. So what we saw there is we saw the blind wolves, we saw the rhinos from the Infinite trailer, right? So what I'm thinking is that different enemies will be accentuated, right? At night. You know, like blind wolves are relatively harmless, I think, unless you just piss them off. But I would imagine that just like walking through the forests or the desert or the icelands or alpine environments, you could come across maybe some hive mind somewhere, you know, like I just don't,
Sweet.
dude.
You know, Backwash. Like,
Yes.
You know, the Backwash multiplayer map. Oh my gosh, if they could do something like that, but you know, like in an environment of the campaign, oh, that'd be so awesome.
Dude, it would. So, what do you guys actually think about that in chat? I want to engage with you guys a little bit more. Like, do you think that the flood would return at all? And if they do, would it be kind of playing on the day and night cycle element that's being added into the game? Because I'm 100% there with you. I think that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
Because, dude, these are the perfect enemies. Perfect enemies. Only thing that I'm thinking, though, is isn't Halo Infinite rated T?
Yep.
So how does that work with Flood? Do they still...
I don't know if they would be considered him, though, because it's not like... They're not super gory or anything, you know? They don't have, like, liquid stuff and things like that, you know? Like, it's fairly tame compared to other, like, spooky games.
So someone just said, imagine... Oh, man, I forgot about these guys. The hunters. Are they essentially hunters? Or, I mean, they're supposed to be, right? Just
Sure.
something like, I don't know, whatever. Someone said, imagine if the flood infect wildlife.
Oh, that would be so cool.
That'd be amazing, actually.
Get an angry deer at you.
Dude, that would be sick. That'd become such a horror game, though. I mean...
What if you're, like, going up against one of those rhinos and stuff, and then all of a sudden, you know, like, you're driving a warthog, and he gets infected, and he just slams into your warthog? Like,
dude,
coming after you? That'd be crazy.
I do think that wildlife will be able to interact with you in a way where it's like if you shoot it or something, it'll get upset and attack you and all that. I think that'll be a thing.
I know, like someone in the chat said, oh, it's rated T, no flood. Not necessarily. I know it's a different type of game, but Halo Wars 2 was rated T, and it still had the flood, and it had some pretty gnarly cutscenes. Like,
yeah, actually, you're right. It was pretty gruesome.
So I think it's still possible to have it. It's just, you know, like they're not gonna have some like super horror, you know, flood.
Someone just says press X to flip Rhino.
Hey, Chief can flip anything, you know.
Dude, can you imagine though, as a forger, if we have AI in Forge, being able to build environments like this to an something like this, maybe not
like where, you know, once you put like a, you know, because there's got to be limitations on stuff, and who knows what the limitations are, but you know, like if you want to do a long linear, kind of like how this is.
Yeah.
Once you reach a certain point, it despawns anything behind you, so then you can put more, you know, like let's say we drop down this hole here, you know, we forge this and stuff, and we drop down the hole, it automatically despawns any enemies that are up above, so that way enemies up ahead can spawn, you know.
I don't know how any of that works, the technicalities of it,
We're
but
all just saying things.
Yeah, but
like we know what we're doing.
Yeah, but the thing is, what's cool is that there's so many people in the community that are talented enough to create something like this, you know?
Oh yeah.
Just as long as they're given the tools. Let me read some of these.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of these chats. So, first of all, CDX34 said, Screw you, dude. I feel like the Flood's return in Infinite would have to be like major global event. They won't just pop up. They have to like break out of the containment or something. I think that first of all, when it comes to the Flood, it's not going to be marketed. It's going to be one of those things where
it's going to be a surprise.
It's going to be a surprise, and the reason why they would do that is because Halo Infinite, in many ways, is like Halo CE 2.0. In many ways. But let's see. Press X to flip. Rhino, thoughts on Chief essentially having a normal voice in the Halo TV show? What do you think about that?
Like, what do you mean? Just Chief just having a normal voice?
Well, it's not Steve Downs voice acting.
Yeah, I don't mind. They can't have everything, on this stuff. Like, I understand he can be, you can technically have Steve Downs if Chief doesn't take off his helmet ever. But if he does take off his helmet in the show, which I wouldn't really care because
I'm sure he will.
I'm sure Chief probably takes off his helmet, it shows at the end of CE he's taking off his helmet. So it's like, in a show, it's fine if he takes off, and you can't have one voice for Under the Mask. I guess technically they did with Darth Vader, but like you could, but it's like, why not? Why not just have it a one voice, on there, like the actor that's actually playing him.
Right. So here's what I'm thinking though, is that Halo is basically going in the direction of how many people can we get involved in the universe, right? So for a lot of people, they're not going to know what Chief's voice was before. They're not as involved as the core people, so it's not really an issue to them because they're just thinking this is going to go out to millions of people, right? It's just about getting more people in, and then you got to look at it in reverse, where essentially we're looking at it from the game. They're going to look at it from the TV show, and it's just essentially expansion. That's what you're looking at with Halo. You're looking at expansion, and with that comes some unique things that people are not going to be comfortable with,
Yeah, it's with any show that comes from something else. That comes from books, it comes whenever they have to change some stuff. Like it's got to be different, because it's a different medium. And so it's the same. It's like what you're saying. There's gonna be more people watching it that aren't Halo fans than what there are Halo fans.
Right.
Like even if you play games and stuff and you know about Halo, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're a fan, of Halo and stuff. But you still may go watch it just because it's Halo.
I think spending 20 hours on a map consistently over and over again is a fan. No,
you're not.
That can't be at all. No.
You're doing it for the clout.
Yeah.
That's it. Halo, Halo's so huge.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
You're doing it all for the shill payments and everything, because Halo is just. It has such a big, strong influence on YouTube.
It is. I'm doing it for shill payments.
Yeah, that's why you're doing it. There's no other game that's bigger on YouTube than Halo or Twitch than Halo.
Oh, yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. But Kadensky said, just trust me, Paul. They were hinted at in the newest book. Point of Light actually did hint at them. So I'm confident they're going to be in the new game.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I hope, just because they're such a different type of enemy, than the Covenant, the Banished, even the Prometheans. They're so different than that, just because they're basically suicide bombs. All the,
essentially, yeah.
And so they're so different than everything else, and so it just adds a different. You have to have a different way of playing against the Flood than playing against, like the Covenant or something. You can't just go charge in. Of course, on easier difficulties you can, but if you're playing on hard, you can't go charge in.
You got to take your time.
Yeah, because the tiny little poppers, that's what I call them, the tiny little poppers, they'll just swarm you, and if you're on a harder difficulty, just a little cluster of them will kill you, Right. So, yeah.
So, let's read this real quick. Imagine a Rhino roaming around in Blood Gulch. That'd be nuts. Halo Infinite having Flood could be gameplay only, not a story return. I don't know, man. I think if Flood's coming back at all, it's in the story. If 343 does not implement the Flood in some way, it will be a major disappointment and letdown to the fans. I think they're going to do an excellent job regardless of one faction. Let's see. I hope they can hear us over this music. But
I think they can. We'll say
I
they
hope.
can.
All right, yeah, we'll just think that.
Yeah.
I hope when they
I think
introduce
we leave hard enough.
So Nathan says, I hope when they introduce the flood, they change the world like how this location you're playing on is flipped on its head. You know, I think not the world, but there's going to be locations that you could stumble upon. I would not doubt that. You
Because
know,
remember, like what we've seen in the demo, whenever it goes into like the map mode and stuff, you got to see different sections of it. Like they're like, you know, like each piece of the like little part that you were on right there was sectioned off. So what if one section gets infected by the flood, and you know, but they can't make it over the giant gap of the broken ring, you know, but they're just kind of like on those certain sections.
I think that's a great way of being able to. There's a reason why the pillars exist. You know, the pillars, by the way, for anyone that's curious, they're not in the campaign like just sporadically all over. You know, they are literally just the grid of the ring. You know, that have been torn and shifted up into to space. You know, kind of like how we saw in Halo Wars 2. So, it's a feature that is similar to like trees or rocks, right? It's an addition. It's not an environment in itself. You know, I mean, it's an addition. So, having those dismantled areas would make sense for like a flood area, a brood area, you know, I don't think Prometheans are coming back. I might be wrong. I think they're going to be replaced with a different faction because they were not received well.
Come back, it's going to be very. I don't think it'll be very much.
I think it's going to be small and probably just in cutscenes, maybe, and maybe it's just in the beginning to phase him out.
Maybe if Cortana's in there, which she's got to be, you know, it's like maybe just a little bit with her or something.
Oh, Cortana's in it for sure, dude. Yeah. But all right. So they say if there are wildlife like horses, that would be really cool. Let's see. Do you think 343 will allow skulls to be applicable to multiplayer? I don't think so.
No.
Do you think the swords of
Custom games,
Helios?
possibly.
Yeah, custom games. I wouldn't doubt that. I think there's going to be.
Really cool.
I think there's going to be skulls in the actual campaign though. A lot of different. I think the cool thing about having an open world like that is essentially, or something along the lines of an open world, is the fact that terminals and skulls are going to come back in a very
All
primary
the
way.
Stuff, the Easter eggs. Oh, I'm so excited.
Because imagine you're a casual player, you're running through it, right? But if you're deep into the lore and whatnot, you could essentially that's the rewarded for exploration. You know, that's what I think that is.
Yep.
That they were talking about. By the way, we're almost at an hour, man. Do you want to play this mission and then call it, or?
Yeah, that'll be good. Because we could do that.
Okay, I didn't want to go too long.
We'll do it.
We'll do it. Fine.
Yes, I'm forcing you.
All right, let's. Did you just hear what this guy said? Just put down that jelly donut. What the hell?
That would have been your daddy stuff. Okay,
I
I'm
hope.
shooting this guy and he is not getting hurt. It's impressive. Are my shots shooting blanks here? Is they?
Oh, there you
There
go.
we go.
You got him.
Yeah.
This guy's running into a wall over here. I'll get back to comments in a second.
Never read and shoot at the same time.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to be a good streamer, dude. I can't do it.
Unsubscribe from him.
No, it's like, yeah, you can't read and shoot at the same time. Unacceptable.
Yeah, you're not a real streamer.
Let's see. Ooh, look at this. I never noticed these things carrying this. What is that?
Oh no, I'm way back here. I'm slow.
Oh,
okay.
oh, okay. Sorry, I'm like
Oh,
speeding up over here.
Carrying the stuff at the top. Yeah.
What is that? What even is that? Are they just building this thing or something? Well, just like
threw it on the
yeeted it
ground.
off the cliff.
Yeah,
like,
like, forget this.
why did he do that?
Like I don't want to deal with that.
He literally just yeeted that. He's like, nope. He just
Like,
called, dude. This
heard
grunt
shooting.
just called me
I'm
an
out of here.
asshole. Did you hear that?
You
He just called me an asshole.
Yep. I would have been your daddy's call. I'm telling you, I play with it. Like I never not play with it. It's great, all the extra dialogue that comes in with it.
Ooh, we got hunters here, man.
Big boys.
Oh! Oh my god, I thought I just died there.
Distraction.
Alright, no, we got it. We're good, we're good. I am going to read a couple of comments here, though.
Go for it.
So, do you think the Arbiter should have a more significant role in the Infinite? I say yes. I say yes, 100%. And
Yeah.
you know what? I think similar to like in H2A, how the Arbiter faced that one guy. Who was he? The one that there was like he duplicated himself with a hologram. What was that? What's that guy called?
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. I know who you're talking about. Yep.
So Jaga and Arbiter, I think, are gonna have a story element.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
I wouldn't doubt that. I think that could be a thing for sure.
Terminal.
So let me read a few more. What are your thoughts on vehicles, on how vehicles react to the environments, such as the Warthog tire being blown off in the demo? We talked a little bit about that, but you're the vehicle guy, so answer that if you would.
I love that so much. We have been asking for stuff like that for a long time, and no one believed me. I don't want to point this out. No one believed me. In the demo, in the Infinite demo, I saw that the grunt that, you know, suicided onto the Warthog, it blew up the front left tire, and it blew it off. And I even made a video about it, talked about it, all this different stuff about it, and people were like, no, I don't think so. And I just kept on, you could tell the Warthog nosedived after that, and it drove it like, you know, leaned forward. And no one believed me. Well, very few people believed me, you know, and it's like, ha, whenever they actually confirmed it. Like,
Yeah.
I told y'all, you know. This is all I do. I stare at vehicles in Halo all day. So it's all I do on my free time.
It's my only purpose right now.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pick up a battle rifle. Oh, we got rockets here. Nice, nice.
Yep.
All right, you could drive. What we get
Always.
we get something now, right? Oh, this
Oh, we
really?
could go get that, or we can get the goose because the goose is loose. We'll leave
The
all
goose is
the
loose.
ODSTs to deal with everything, and we'll probably die here, but we'll do it.
Oh my god, almost got splattered by the wheel there. Yeah, it's happened so many times. What?
my God.
Dude, what is happening?
Oh my gosh, the ghost and the chopper just slammed into us. They're like, oh.
Yo! Dude, this is nuts.
We're all right. We're all
This
right.
is nuts.
We're good. We're good. This is okay. We're fine. We're fine. We're not dying.
Everything
Don't
is
worry about
fine. Everything is fine.
it. No, go under. No.
Did you die too?
Yeah.
Infinite is the game for the next 10 years. Do you guys chat to think that we'll have a flood season or certain parts like that? Yeah, we talked about that. We agree with that. Prometheans, if they return, are going to have to be changed gameplay-wise. I agree with that.
I just saw someone pop something in chat just saying, Ducain23, I recognize you. I recognize the voice, didn't recognize the name though. Okay, well, I've been around a while.
Yeah, he's been around a while.
I've been around a while.
Oh, you drive, right? Yeah, sorry.
Oh, wait, this isn't Halo 5, I can't switch.
That was a really good feature, actually. Shout out to
That's
343 for that. That was a great feature.
Yeah. I've been around in the Halo community a long time.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few people from the original like Reach days still with YouTube. You know, still
Yeah, yeah.
making content.
Well, the thing is, your channel's gonna grow a lot when Infinite comes out.
Yeah.
I can see that.
You know, my channel was pretty large. Oh jeez.
Well, no, I mean, it is pretty
No,
large.
my
I'm just saying
channel-
it's gonna
my
grow
channel-
more.
The thing is, it doesn't get the views as like what it once did, you know, and stuff. And that's because of the fact that, oh, where did that one guy go? Oh, he's over here. What did he? Oh, geez, I just got splattered. But yeah, no, my original channel, the one I'm uploading to again, was demonetized about 5 years back.
Why, man? That's weird.
YouTube said I was clicking on my own ads. Whenever I asked for proof, they told me they didn't have to provide proof.
Oh, that's weird.
So yeah, go figure. And so, and I was just like, I have no idea. Why would I click on my own ads? I know that's not smart, and stuff. I'm not stupid. But yeah, whenever I asked for proof, they told me no. So I left that channel, my original one, for a long time that had around 40,000 subscribers in, and because YouTube was my job, and so I tried to start a new channel, but barely anyone came over. And so it was struggling a little bit. Now I'm just like, I miss being on my original channel, the one that I worked for like 10 or years or whatever on. And so I was like, I'm going back to it. And so I, started uploading more recently, like over the past month or something, more often, just trying to rebuild.
Yeah.
My original channel.
Well, you're gonna build it up well. I mean, Infinite is gonna. You could easily probably double your subscriber count within the first year of Infinite anyway, so I don't think that's an issue.
Especially since Infinite is free to play. Like,
it's millions of people.
So much,
tens of millions
so
of people
are coming in on that.
That's what people need to understand, man. It's like they've done all this purposely. It's smart. It's good business, Okay, got him back there. Oh my God! No! All right.
I hit a tiny little piece of debris.
All right, I'm gonna read a few more. I can't wait to see Sentinels come back. By the way, oh God, that's gonna be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think it can make for some great custom games. Imagine a Demolition Derby custom game. You know what I want to do, Ducain? Maybe we could do this together. I've talked about this to a few people actually. Is I said, what if we had an infection game mode where the infected had a grapple hook or something like that, right? And then the survivors were all in banshees.
Yeah.
I don't know, some goofy stuff like that. I plan on using the grapple hook for many things. Someone said I'm in the Forge Hub Discord, if that's what you're talking about. Do you think Firefight will return? I think an element of Firefight would return. Let's see, what else do we have here? Infinite is going to be the catalyst for a lot of Halo YouTubers, big and small. I 100% believe in that.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's
being free to play. That's, people always mention, like especially with the whole VR thing happening on Twitter and stuff recently. Like, people are mentioning that, they need, like, Halo needs something that will, boost numbers and all that type of stuff, and
bring
VR
excitement back. Yep.
But being free to play will do that even more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That are gonna be playing Infinite because it's just free, and it's gonna be on PC and Xbox. It's gonna be huge.
Right. Tens of millions of people playing, and that's why in the Forge community, right? 50,000 plays on a map is not hard to believe, which is exciting, dude. It's awesome, It's. Yep. That's why I started this channel, like a year ago or something like that. I don't know what I did. First of all, I didn't really start uploading on YouTube till maybe just a few months ago or something like that,
Yeah.
But to start forging and all that and building a name for yourself, any content creators out there that are interested in doing so, you should, and you should do it vigorously, like in a massive way, so that you can begin to get your name out there. Get SEO solid, and just have the core know who you are, Core Halo fans know who you are, because it's gonna pay off in a big way. And it'll be a fun little side income, and if it turns into anything else more in the future, super grateful for that, But overall,
it's like right now, like on the income, like right now, my channel. The one reason why I also came back to my original channel. It's because it started to show up. Oh, hold on. There's a jump here. Oh, no, I died. No.
All right, we can restart it again. But it's not just income for me. It's the creative outlet that I have. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, like, one of the reasons why I came back to my original channel is because of the fact that, it showed up. Originally, whenever I went to the monetization setting on it, it just saying you're not eligible. Just like, no. Like, it just would be just saying no because, your AdSense was disabled and all that type of stuff. But now it actually says you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
Oh, so you got reset.
I'm guessing. And so now I'm just trying to get up to 4,000 watch hours, which I've already gained about, I think about 700 over the past little bit that I've been, uploading.
Right.
And trying to get up there. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm just trying to pretty much
just revitalize it.
Yeah. If it's possible to get remonetized on there.
Well, if it is, that'll be good for you. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah, let's switch it up for a second.
Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna attempt. If I shoot my own Marines, it's not my fault. It's their fault for being in my way.
Yeah, but let's see. Do you guys think the cartographer system will return in Halo Infinite similar to what they did in the beginning of Halo 5 Guardians? I don't think it will, right? Weren't there issues with that?
Are you talking about like the
cartographers, the Forge thing, cartographers?
Oh, that deal, the deal I was a part of? Yeah, I was a cartographer.
Oh, you were?
Yeah,
okay.
There's some problems with that.
They're just asking if that would return. I don't think it would.
Yeah, no, I don't think it will. They may do something else, who knows what they'll do, but I don't think they would do the same like cartographer thing. But still, it's just one of those things. We'll see, all that
It's
type of stuff.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Let's see. Is YouTube actually viable for income? Always thought YouTube money wasn't worth it until you had like 10 million plus subs.
No, I only had. I will give you my stats. I had, I think, up to 40,000 subscribers, somewhere around there, something like that. And but I was getting really good views. Whenever I got demonetized, I was getting, oh, that's such a glorious drop. I was getting about 100 subs a day whenever I got demonetized, and I was getting about 25,000 views a day, somewhere around there. So I was doing pretty good. And I think I was at about $1,000 a month, strictly with just YouTube, like ad revenue. So that's a decent amount. Now, of course, you can't make a living off of that, but you can do sponsorships that will pay you. Get Raid Shadow Legends that pays you ridiculous amount of money. But you can get sponsorships if you stream. People will maybe sub on your streams, or on YouTube. They have that. I don't know. What
you got super chats. You got all that stuff.
Yeah, like all that type of stuff. Like there's extra things that you can get, donations, just anything like that over time with stuff. Like you don't have to have a ridiculous high amount of subscribers. You just have to have a good enough following that is, that can get you the views. And that's just with me just getting about 25,000 views a day on there, and I was getting about $1,000 a month, on there, and that's just strictly the ad revenue. So,
yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely possible without being like ridiculously huge.
Yeah, it's just consistency. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Hijack the anti-air wraith. Well, little too late for that.
But I can shoot this Marine.
So this is a good question because I think it does have the possibility, and that's bold claim, but that Infinite has the possibility of being the best in the series, or one of the best.
Yeah.
I think after what Joseph Staten said, I think so.
Yeah. Even if, I still think that as long as it launches with the core content, that not like Halo 5 where it was missing, it didn't have BTB dev maps, it didn't even have Forge. It's stuff like that. If it launches with core content, the normal content that people expect, I think it'll be a success.
Oh yeah,
just
on the launch. Yeah. That's why they delayed it, man, that year. I think that's what saved that game, honestly.
Yes, absolutely. It kind of blows my mind though that Microsoft, 343 the whole time was like, we're not ready, and it's just like, because it's pretty much with Halo 5, they knew they weren't ready. But it's like, well, what can they do? Microsoft wants them to release it then, so they got to, yeah, I felt so bad for like Tom French and all them whenever, I went to 343 before Halo 5 released and I got to play, Forge. Yeah, they were just like, it sucks. Like, we don't want to release it right now without Forge, but we have to.
Right.
So yeah,
So
and of course they get massive backlash, 343, and all this type of stuff and everything. That's why I get called a shill a lot of times, just because I'm understanding. You know, I like.
Well, I mean, yeah, you gotta, dude. These are just people like anyone, you know. But they're under the, you know, they're under Microsoft, man. They're not 100% in control of everything. They're working with a massive corporation that has deadlines and that has certain dollars that they want to hit, and you know, so I'm assuming that to get it delayed, man, that must have been a lot of back and forth. That must have been a lot of like, hey, listen, you want a franchise after this? Give us a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's essentially what that was. So someone said, look at Paul Williams' statement. Look at both of his statements. Where's Paul Williams? Are you talking about how they?
Repeat if you don't see it.
He said that they recently hired a bunch of veteran forgers, so they basically are doing that.
Okay. They didn't. Well, is
I
that
don't
true,
know.
or is that something that actually came out?
Is that the comment, by the way, that you wanted me to look at? Can you just repost that comment so that we can see it? I'm not gonna scroll all the way up.
I did see another one whenever I was looking. It says, you guys want to discuss what things that Halo 5 did right? Things that almost 100% of the community agrees on. Yeah, vehicle seat switching was his example. Forge.
Oh, there were so many things they did right. So many things.
Forge, I think they did a great job with multiplayer. A lot of people don't agree, but I think they did definitely better than Halo 4.
Does this open?
Yes. Is it not going to open?
I don't know.
Did we kill everyone? Maybe we didn't kill everyone. Yeah, it's supposed to open because that's where you go inside in the I'll come down here.
Now he's talking. We
Oh,
triggered
of course.
something.
Once I drop down, then he decides to.
Oh man. Yeah. No. Reshare those comments if you could, man. Yeah, that was true. They hired Wyvern Zoo and Psycho Duck, both prominent Forge figures.
Oh yeah. That's pretty awesome. And I thought there was someone else also. There was a forger that
Wyvern
they
doesn't
hired.
work there anymore, though.
Yeah. But they still are willing to, though. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, I think they will introduce new forgers in Infinite, the ones that are consistent and whatnot, which is exciting because that's a dream of mine. It was a dream of yours too, and you achieved it. So
Yeah.
it's definitely cool.
It's unbelievable. Like, that's the thing. I may not be like. That's one of the things that, you know, that like you look at my channel, it's of course not as prominent as it once was and everything, but it's the experiences though that I've still had within the gaming, like, you know,
The industry.
the gaming industry. Yeah, it's like it's been insane. Like, I got to DICE flew me out.
Dude, this game is
go-
insane. I forgot about this.
I
I'm
love
sorry.
it so much.
Go on.
But DICE flew me out to go play Battlefield 5 before release. They flew me out to Sweden. to go
No
play
way.
Battlefield 5 before release. And I'm not even a Battlefield YouTuber. It's just because I went to conventions. I met Jeff Braddock, which is the community manager for Battlefield, and we hit it off, and you know, we became friends. And I still play Battlefield. I love Battlefield. I play it on stream and all that type of stuff, but I just don't make videos over everything.
Right.
But yeah, I'm part of their EA Game Changer thing now, and that's how I got invited out to go fly out over to Sweden. It's like, it's crazy. Like, all the stuff that I got to experience, which I feel unbelievably lucky, you know, to be able to experience this stuff. Oh, this seems like a good jump.
Yeah, that's a good one. I swear I'll make race maps in Infinite, man. I swear.
You better. You better.
See, that's the thing with me though. I'm an aesthetic forger, right? Like I can do layouts and whatnot, but I'm more along the lines of just creating immersive experiences, you know?
Oh yeah, that's the reason why. Like, I'm mostly aesthetic also. That's why I do a lot of natural landscapes, and you know, I love doing that type of stuff. whenever I make my race maps.
Right.
But that's the great thing about race. It's so simple. You don't need to worry about frame rate. You don't need to worry about weapon spawns or anything like that. You don't need to worry about anything like that. You just make a little racetrack and you put in some awesome aesthetics into it, and boom, done. You know?
Yeah. No, I gotcha. Let's go take this thing out real
I
quick.
used to have a YouTube channel called Aesthetic Forging back in the Reach days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was me and a couple other guys. We were part of it. Yeah, I was part of multiple back then, man. Back then, whenever 5,000 subscribers was like, you were a massive channel back in the Reach days. I was a part of Pro Forge Racing, which was another YouTube channel, of course, concentrated on, racing and Halo. And I was part of Aesthetic Forging. I had my own channel. I helped start the Halo Forge epidemic.
Oh, no way.
They were some friends of mine, and they started that channel. Here, see if you can keep it back in.
So hold on one second. I wanna talk about
Ow.
Let's see if I can. No, I can't hit it from back here. Hold on. Go up a little bit. Nope. Nope. That's not working. That's not working.
Back up. Get in the hole.
No. So hold on. Let's read this real quick. So
Go for it.
you do that real quick. I'm gonna read these comments. Hold on. So Paul said, "Are you talking about how they brought in YouTubers to help forge?" I talked to a 343 employee about that. He said that they recently hired a bunch of veteran forgers. All right, so we did get the right one. So basically, they are doing it. Yeah, they've done that with some people that we're aware of, but I think they're going to do it even more after Infinite launches. I spoke to what's his name, Michael Score, and he said that. Remember when I remade that map that I called Hydro?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was fun, dude. That was great, and no one ever did that or thought of doing that, so I'm so glad I did. And get some help from some really cool people. It's some good insight. And we made it happen, but 2 screenshots to a full map was something else. And he came in there, and I played with Unishek himself, a few other people, the devs and the developers of that actual map in Infinite, and Michael said on my post, he was like, hey, it'd be cool that if in 2022, so after Infinite's launch, that we had given the community like a white box layout of a map and have them art it, So this basically tells me that the plans for involving the community are going to be massive in Infinite, just like they were in 5. I don't think anything's going to change really when it comes to that. So I would say look forward to that.
Yep.
And then he says, just wish they would bring back the original Forge controls. I don't think that's going to happen.
Don't start with me on that.
I don't think that.
Don't start with me
what,
on that.
you think that's going to happen? Go on, dude. We got time to talk.
No. If it does, that whatever. But they need to also have the Halo 5 controls, because the Halo 5 controls are way more intuitive and they're way better once you actually use them. And you will think the exact same thing if you actually use them and you get used to them. You will be like, why in the world did I like the original controls? The workflow that the Halo 5 controls have whenever you're forging a map is so fast compared to, the original, Reach and Halo 4 and, all that type of stuff, controls. And also, I'm just going to say this right now. This is what I tell anyone who says that they don't, like it's too hard for them to learn something, off of that. Do you play, just some Halo fan, do you ever play any new games? Ever? I'm sure you do. Do you know the controls right whenever you play those games? No. You don't. You have to learn the controls and what they are, and you do that. I don't know if you played Fortnite before, but my 8-year-old son has played Fortnite before, and he's actually pretty decent at it. Fortnite's controls are very complicated because you have to be able to, build, and you have to be able to do a bunch of different types of stuff, all while being shot. And oh my gosh!
Hold on, can someone clip that? Clip it. That was funny.
It's just one of those things. You just got to get used to it. I'm not trying to be mean. You literally just sit down, play it a little bit, and then you'll be like, oh wow, like it probably only takes about, I would say, an hour to actually get, like, not to get 100% used to the controls, because that could take a little bit of time to get 100% like used to the flow.
But you can get familiar though. You can at least understand
just
it.
Be able to move an object, rotate an object, duplicate an object, the simple stuff like that. It probably takes about an hour to actually just go through it. And the thing is that most people will hop into it and be like, this isn't the same, it's hard, which is understandable, that it is hard at first. But if you stick with it, use the helpers that are on the left side of the screen, and it's super easy once you just do it.
Right.
It's super easy.
I think that's just the bottom line. It's just you have to be willing to try, and that's it. And if you think that in Infinite the forge is going to go back, it's not. It's going to go even deeper into what a dev level type editor would be like.
Well, we already know they're adding an undo redo, and that's an extra button that needs to be pressed, or something.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. Like, imagine me. I am not that bright of a person. I'll just tell y'all that right now. Like, imagine me. I went to 343 before the release of Halo 5. They invited me out to try Forge. I think it was 2 months before the release of it. And I had to build a BTB map for BTB, for the BTB playlist that released. I built Entombed, in case if you don't know. But basically, I had to learn in 4 days. And not a full necessarily days, because they were showing us some other stuff while we were there. But in 4 days, I had to build an entirely BTB map from not even having a clue what Halo 5's Forge. So that was complicated. So we had to go in there, learn the Forge, learn how to use it, and build a BTB map for matchmaking. It was complicated.
Yeah, it's pretty. That takes time.
Yeah.
But if you're just thrown into the crucible like that, I can understand how that could. You could learn that relatively quickly. Are we supposed to destroy this thing?
No. We just run.
Okay. But yeah, let's see. A tutorial or detailed guide for scripting and spawning system would be nice too. I will say that actually, for scripting, I'm not the best scripter. When it comes to environment, can do that all day. When it comes to layout, I'm getting better at that. But the thing is, it's also storytelling in a map as well. I'm very good at that. I'm limited in Halo 5, but if Halo Infinite allows me to create campaigns and whatnot, allows us as a community to create campaigns, it's going to be really cool to be able to dive into not just how a map looks and feels, but actually what's the story behind it, what do every element, actually mean. I think that's a huge point to level design as well. It's like you're not just building something that has sight lines, you're building something that has meaning. Oh no, what happened?
Oop.
Oh well, that's the end of
no,
that.
Forget it.
Alrighty.
They're like, you're done. Get out of here.
Well, hey, listen. I guess we can end it at that.
Yeah.
But
some good stuff.
Yeah,
but
dude.
On your point of the scripting though, and the system, like the stuff like that, having guides and everything. Yeah, absolutely. With Halo 5's Forge on PC, they actually did have a little tutorial just to give your basics. Just pick up this object, move it here, or something like that.
Right.
They actually did that with Halo 5 Forge on PC. Yeah, they need to have something like that also of course, on Xbox and everything. So have simple scripts. How to have a script on how to open up this door, how to have a script to move this object whenever someone crosses this threshold. Just have that, have some simple guides in game to actually help some people out to learn the basics of stuff. And then of course, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of YouTubers and everything that will go super in depth. With some crazy stuff.
Myself and you, probably.
There's some stuff like that with Halo 5 currently right now. There's some crazy people that can do insane things, with scripting.
Right. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna be an issue. I think YouTube's gonna be a great source, but last thing that we'll get into is, I don't want them scrapping Halo 5 controls. I just want them to have settings and options.
If they can make it work with all the button stuff, because that's complicated. With the original controls, you press A to grab an object. That would be weird because the thing is, with Halo 5, you can hit the bumpers and stuff to multi-select objects as you're moving and stuff. And so you use both joysticks and multi-select objects as you're moving. You can't really use both joysticks and hold A to multi-select objects while you're moving. So that's where it kind of adds some problems, with having the original controls.
You know what I think would be a very complicated job is figuring out those controls.
Oh my gosh. And
I can't imagine who does that, I can't imagine who does that, because that is probably a very time intensive job. Dude, we talked about quite a bit. We talked about Battle Royale. We talked about BTB and a variety of other things in between. But, last thing is just essentially you do believe Battle Royale does exist or is meant to exist or will in Halo Infinite. And so do I. But... Yeah, you could expand on it a little bit more if you want. It's just...
But I was just going to say, it's just one of those things where I don't think it should come at launch. 343 needs to concentrate on the core game first.
Right.
Make sure that is top notch, especially since it'll be free to play. So there will be a lot of people playing. If things aren't going well, that's going to be massive negativity towards the game at launch. So, just concentrate on the core stuff. And then, like, a year later, come out with a BR and just blow everyone's socks off, Yeah,
exactly. Take your time, pace it, and I think we've seen a trend of that so far. So I'm happy with that. Dude, great stream. Had a great time, honestly. It's good to be able to talk to you. And I'm tomorrow, I think we might do something with Fletch. I've been trying to find out a time for him. But
there we go. If you do have Fletch on, talk to him about how dumb his face rock flame is in Infinite Campaign.
Alrighty, I'll bring that up to him.
And you can definitely say I'm the one who told him that it's dumb. But...
Okay. But dude, this was honestly a great stream. And then I think Saturday we're gonna have Hugh Moran, so it's gonna be fun. Ducain, it was a pleasure, man. We'll do it again sometime.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, guys. We'll see ya. Peace.
Bye. Forge a new Halo.
I love it. Yeah, dude.